spotlight effect. Do you have to do the front stop? This is a question sent in by the guy, and he said, I don't want to do the running front stop. I always thought that it looks super weird and pushy and draws so much attention. Plus, I think she could be really startled or even angry. I would much rather do a smoother approach. Do you think a running front stop is necessary or not? Doing a proper London front stop is not necessary. There are other stops that work even better, but a proper London front stop is the first stop you have to learn. It is the most important stop in day game. I think a strong front stop is the foundation of good day game. Not just day game, but the way your dates are going to go and the dating and experiences you're going to be having in general. So yes, you really have to learn a strong London front stop in day game. That is because when people are afraid to do a strong London front stop, they are worried about what is the girl gonna think. I don't want to disturb her. I don't want to get in her way. What are people around me gonna think? They are putting the thoughts and opinions of other people above what they want to do in their life. They're making other people's opinions way too important, and this has very big consequences later in day game. Think of it like, I don't like the idea of frame because of how it's perceived in the manosphere and all this kind of red pill nonsense, but we still have to talk about it here. So when you're walking down the street, when a girl is walking down the street, her frame, her reality, her worldview is, I'm going somewhere, I have places to be. And when you're stopping a girl, your frame or your worldview, your kind of reality is, hey, we're going to stand here and we're going to have a nice conversation. And when you stop a girl, she has a choice. Does she want to stay in her reality? Does she want to kind of keep going wherever she's going? Or maybe she's open to giving up her reality and step into your reality, step into your frame, into, hey, we're going to stand here and have a nice conversation. If you're doing this in a very apologetic way with a weak stop and weak voice, it's highly unlikely that she's going to give up her frame, her reality, and then want to chat to you. She's just going to keep going wherever she's going. But there is something even more important. If you are so worried about just disturbing her day by stopping her, because, oh my God, what if she thinks something bad about me, What happens when maybe you invite her out on a date, you're like, hey, let's go for drinks, and she's like, well, I don't really want to go for drinks, let's go for a dinner, and she insists on going for a dinner. Well, will you then go out for a fancy dinner just because she asked you to take her for a fancy dinner? Maybe you go on a date and she is taking things really slowly and she's telling you, oh, well, I don't usually do this. I sleep with guys only when we're in a relationship or, after 5 dates or whatever. While in most cases, she bangs some other dude on a first date she goes out with if she really likes the dude. How are you going to react in all of these situations? Maybe she, wants to take things really slow. And, you go for the kiss or you try to escalate. She doesn't go for it. And now you're all afraid. You're really afraid. Oh my God, I did something she didn't like. Now for like 3 dates, I'm not going to escalate. I'm going to take this really slow because she's that type of a girl. Or will you pause a little bit, build a bit more comfort and try again a little later in a calibrated way? And of course, understanding when you have to stop. If she's going to keep stopping you multiple times, then we'll give up, chill out, meet her another time. That's totally fine. But how are you going to react in all of these situations? Will you always be accommodating all of her behaviors, all of her wants? That's why I think a strong front stop is so important. It teaches you the idea that you assert your frame, you assert your worldview, and then other people can choose. Do they want to step into your reality, step into your frame, or do they want to stay with their frame and do whatever they're doing? Because when you do a weak stop or when you're worried about these things, you have already lost the frame, you have lost the battle because you're so worried about what is everyone else going to think. Because of this, when I work with someone in field, the first days, the only stop we do is a strong London front stop. Yes, later we work on other stops, but in the beginning, that's the only one we use. And then very quickly, the students realize that, oh my God, girls react better to stronger stops. No one around you cares about you doing strong stops, and everything else in day game sets is going better once you started with a strong stop. So yes, you have to use a good London front stop. Very soon I'm doing a free webinar where I will teach you how to overcome approach anxiety in 1 month. When I first started day gaming, it felt like I won't be able to overcome approach anxiety. I went out almost every day for around 2 hours for 2 weeks in a row until I gathered enough courage to approach a random girl for the first time. And even after that, it was still challenging. I kept walking around for a long time between approaches. But now, more than 10 years later, I've talked to thousands of girls all around the world, have slept with many of them, even had a few threesomes, and now I'm in a beautiful relationship with the girl of my dreams. And I've helped guys from all over the world, UK, USA, Canada, Australia, Hong Kong, Israel, Switzerland, all over EU, etc. do the same thing. And soon I'll do a free webinar where I will teach you the best techniques to overcome your approach anxiety. You can find all the details and grab a spot by clicking the link in description.